Moving on to the 5.1 banner, we recently got leaks suggesting that Chasa will be featured in 5.1. According to a reliable source, Chasa has a cryovision, and her model from the trailer shows her as a bow user. We were also expecting Zonin in 5.1, but it looks like she got delayed to 5.2 based on recent leaks. For the other characters, we should see a Fontaine character rerun, likely Rosal, as he's been delayed for quite a while. Additionally, we might get Shinha or Kokomi as the final character. It's going to be an Archon rerun too, but since Hoyoverse has changed their pattern, it's hard to say for sure who it will be. Venti, Zhongli, or Nahida, one of them will definitely get their rerun if they stick to the pattern of Archon reruns one after another. That's all for 5.1. Now, let's discuss the 5.2 banner. Things start to get really interesting from this version, as many leakers have mixed information on the 5.2 banner. According to DK2 and Tsusurmava, Ian San has the potential to appear in versions 5.5 or 5.6. However, if there are 2 new characters from the Liyue Festival, Mook's banner probability is higher in 5.5. But as per Yubacha, Ian San should be one of the final characters, similar to Clarinda, and we will see her banner in Natlan's final patches. Based on leaks and my assumptions, we should get Muka in versions 5.2 to 5.3 before the Lantern Rite event. Remember, these are based on leaks from many sources and my speculation, so there's a chance of changes. As for the other characters, some sources suggest we might get Galanine in 5.2 alongside Muka, but take this with a grain of salt. For the reruns, there's less chance of an Archon rerun in 5.2 if Muka is featured, but since Hoyoverse changes their pattern often, they might do an Archon rerun from Zhongli, Venti, or Nahida. One of them will likely get their rerun. The last character is hard to speculate, but Xiangling has a chance for a rerun, otherwise, we might see Nailit or Arataki Ito between 5.2 to 5.3. They are new characters, and Hoyoverse often gives powerful new characters their reruns early. Moving on to the 5.3 banner, we don't have much info yet, but according to old leaks by DK2, Sybil will get her banner in 5.3. Some leaks by an unknown source suggest she's a 4-star, but this hasn't been confirmed by a reliable source, so don't trust that completely. For the other characters, you can expect an Archon rerun in this version. That's all about 5.3. Next, let's talk about the 5.4 version. We're expecting the Lantern Rite in 5.4, and as per old leaks, we're going to get another Liyue Adeptus, expected to be Madame Ping in her young form. As for the reruns, you can expect a Liyue character rerun in this version, but it's still too early to predict. Lastly, let's discuss the 5.5 to 5.6 banners. As I mentioned earlier, we might get Ian San between these versions, but according to old leaks, she's a 4-star. This might be incorrect, though. We can also expect Exelon to be playable between 5.5 to 5.6, otherwise, we should get him in 5.7. Regarding the Harbinger in the Natlan region, there have been many new leaks suggesting that Capitano will be playable in Natlan, while Columbina will not. A reliable source, Genshin Intel, also leaked that Capitano will be playable, and his weapon is a sword. However, in Fontaine, many sources suggested that Arlecchino wouldn't be playable, like Columbina. So, for now, I still think Columbina has more chances of being playable than Capitano. Her banner could appear between 5.6 to 5.7. Remember, all of this is based on recent leaks and my speculation, so there will be changes in the actual banners.